What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB, back in the building, back with another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, guys, let's get into this one really quickly. So today, guys, we're talking about the press conference from yesterday, Manny Pacquiao versus Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Their first press conference went down yesterday in Los Angeles, California. And before I begin, guys, I just want to say that I really enjoy the mutual respect they both have for one another. It was evident, wasn't any trash talking going on, and it was just great to see in the era of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, where it's just a toxic environment. And you know, sometimes we're going to get that, but sometimes we can have something like this, what we saw yesterday. A lot of professionalism put on display. I really enjoyed that. Now, I wanted to go over some of the talking points during the press conference, guys. It was well put together. I really enjoyed it, like I said. So I got my list here. Some of the things that they went over. Manny Pacquiao was asked, why did he choose Spence? And he said he chose Spence because he wanted to give a good fight. He knows he's going to be in a real fight with Errol Spence Jr., and he just alluded to the fact that boxing is his passion. And I think that's true with Manny Pacquiao. It's about the passion for the sport. You can see when he trains, he really enjoys what he does. So this will be a great fight just because of that, which each one of those guys bring to the table. They asked Errol about when did he get the call. He said that he had got the call for the fight a few months ago, and everybody knew the speculation with who Manny was going to fight at the time. Conor McGregor was thrown out there, Ryan Garcia, Terrence Bud Crawford, Mikey Garcia. Was a lot of names out there, but he chose Errol Spence, one of the toughest guys at the welterweight division. Manny was asked, what impresses you the most about Errol Spence? And Manny's answer was Errol's aggressiveness. He's young, undefeated, and dedicated. And that's true. Everything he said about Errol Spence is true. And that's what makes this so great, that Manny, even at 42 years of age, wants to go into the ring with a guy like Errol Spence Jr. He's the future of the sport. He's the boogeyman of the division. If you don't like him, if you like him, you got to give him his props, guys. Okay, what else did they talk about? Oh, they talked about both of those guys being southpaws. And Manny hasn't faced a southpaw in about 13 years. Errol hasn't faced a southpaw in about 6 years. So it's going to be probably a learning curve for the two when they're in training camp to see how they face off against southpaws. I'm kind of interested in that. The elephant in the room was brought up. Floyd Mayweather reaching out to Errol Spence Jr. You guys know he said that Errol was his people, and he was going to give Errol some pointers. Manny kind of jabbed at Floyd a little bit. You know, those two guys go back and forth. Manny said that Errol doesn't need advice from Floyd. He's a better fighter. He can teach Floyd how to fight toe-to-toe. So Manny got in a little jab on Floyd Mayweather. You guys know Floyd took a jab at him, I think, after the fight with Logan Paul, excuse me. And they always go back and forth. They have this rivalry. But I have the utmost respect for both of those guys and everything that they've done in the sport. Okay, let's see. What else did they talk about? They asked about Errol's chin being tested. They asked Errol, has his chin ever been tested? And Errol said yes, his chin has been tested in the Danny fight. To me, I don't think Errol's chin was tested that much in the Danny fight. I would say maybe more when he fought Kell Brook. You know, Kell Brook was hitting Errol with some good shots. Can he take Manny Pacquiao's power? We just don't know, guys. We just have to wait to fight night to see how well he holds up against the power of Manny Pacquiao. Now, let's see some other things that they talked about. Pac says he didn't want to be overconfident going into a fight with Errol Spence. I think he talked about not being overconfident going into a fight, and that's always a good thing in my point of view, because sometimes if you go in there overconfident, you know, the person across from you will surprise you. So always be prepared when going into a fight. They talked about how Freddie Roach was concerned about Manny overtraining. A lot of you guys know Manny came here into the United States. I think it was last week. He came in Sunday, and he started training the day that he got here. I've been watching him all week train. I think it's on Marvin Maybait TV, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I got that name right. And he's been training every day. They've been showing clips of things like that. Manny says he knows his limitations. He knows at his age, he knows that, you know, when he needs to rest, basically he needs to rest. Now they asked Manny, can you drop Errol in the first round like you did Keith Thurman? Manny says he's not predicting that. He's just focusing on winning, which is smart. You never want to back yourself into a corner and put more pressure on yourself, in my opinion. Manny said Errol is one of the biggest challenges that he ever faced. And I can see that. He has been in the ring with a lot of good fighters in his past. At this point in time, Errol Spence is the man at welterweight, you know, unified champion. So I can see Errol being one of the biggest challenges he faced at this day and age. Errol was asked, does Manny have the power to knock him out? Errol said he can't see himself getting knocked out ever, and but he will be cautious in the fight going into with Manny Pacquiao. He knows Manny Pacquiao possesses power. Errol says he has the ability to knock out Pac, but for him it's just about winning the fight. So same thing with Manny Pacquiao. He's not focusing on knocking Manny out. He's focusing on winning the fight. He knows what he's up against in this fight. Manny Pacquiao, legend in the game, guys. 8 division champion, 5 division lineal champion, legend in the sport, senator. He wears a lot of hats, guys. And this is going to be an awesome fight. Errol Spence Jr., you guys know what he brings to the table. The boogeyman of the welterweight division, unified champion, the body snatcher, the big hashtag big fish. This is going to be a war, guys. And I have respect for both of those guys. And I'm just so glad that I got my tickets. I want to see this in person. This is something that you can't miss. So if you don't get to see it in person, make sure you order the pay-per-view. Support both of the fighters. So you guys tell me what you think about the press conference, guys. I think it was a great press conference. Went off without a hitch. I like the analysis from Showtime Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. I'm sure we'll be seeing those two in the ring again as well. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.